Habs fans, I need your opinion here. What is Juraj Slafkovsky? Is he the second coming of Jaromir Jagr, who was deserving a first-round pick, and he's a young guy who's adjusting to life in the NHL? Is he a decent player who got picked too high, therefore going to Montreal as a first overall pick, too much pressure for a guy who's not a superstar but just a good to decent player? Or is he straight up a complete bust? What is he, Habs fans? Because I gotta tell you, for me, this is one of the most confusing players in the entire National Hockey League. And he had one of the weirdest rookie seasons I've seen in all my time watching hockey. Let's recap. First off, at last year's draft, pretty much everyone and their dog, except for Grant McKegg and Stevie Wonder, thinks that Montreal is going to come up and pick Shane Wright first overall. It's almost a foregone conclusion. And yes, lots of people, Habs fans included, like to have revisionist history. Oh, I knew they were going to pick Slafkovsky. Very, very few people did. It really seemed like Slafkovsky to the Devils at second overall was written in the stars. But obviously, that's not what happened. Ken Hughes walks up to the podium and says, "From Slovakia," and all of a sudden, bam, we've got one of the juiciest storylines in the draft of the past decade plus. Then Slafkovsky goes to rookie camp and destroys the fitness bike, shows that he's an absolute workout freak, and people start comparing him to Jaromir Jagr. Then all of a sudden, we're at main camp in September. Jura has an underwhelming training camp and preseason, but still cracks the opening night roster anyways. A lot of people at this point are wondering, is this guy really ready for the NHL? I mean, maybe he needs some time to marinate and prepare before playing them, but then there's a whole other pocket of people saying, hey, he was playing against men already. He's ready for the league. And then in his first few games in the NHL, Juraj Slafkovsky absolutely fell on his face. I mean, he really did not look effective at all. He wasn't keeping his head up, so he's getting absolutely clocked in the middle of the ice multiple times. And he just didn't look ready for the NHL, much less a first overall pick. But then he scored his first goal against Arizona. I remember that one with the crazy eyes. And after that, he started to pick it up a little bit. And again, still didn't look anywhere near a first overall pick, but was playing better and was finding his game a bit more at the NHL level. And we saw some flashes of some really good things, but correct me if I'm wrong, Habs fans, I can't remember one game where I saw Juraj Slafkovsky look like a star or a first overall pick. But still, despite getting clocked and shaken up seemingly every second game or so, the dude was developing and he was slowly progressing and he was finding his game at the NHL level. But then after what seemed to be a nothing burger play against the New York Rangers, poof, like a Chris Angel magic trick, Juraj Slafkovsky's first NHL season was gone. It was over in the blink of an eye. And honestly, most of Habs Nation was floored by this. This and the announcement of Caufield being out for the season were, I think, two of the biggest shocker announcements of the entire NHL season, truthfully. Like, we knew Slafkovsky was hurt and he was going to be out for a while, even before he got evaluated. But out for the entire season? That was a shocker. And now we're truly left wondering, what is this guy? And yeah, he's still only 19, so of course we gotta cut him some slack. I see people calling him the next Nail Yakupov. Like, slow down a bit here. Come on, he's not even played a full NHL season yet. Like, the dude is still 2 years away from being able to drink in the United States. Like, let's pump the brakes a bit. But also, the people who were calling him Jaromir Jagr 2.0, I haven't seen anything to even show a slight indication of that. And yes, of course, that's an unfair expectation. Jaromir Jagr is one of the best players ever, and he's a guaranteed first ballot Hall of Famer. Of course, that's way too high expectations to hold a kid to, I get it. But I'm of the belief that if you go first overall, there's pressure, there's expectation there. You need to be a star. Like, stars go first overall. That's why they have a lottery for it. And look, I don't think Juraj Slafkovsky is going to end up being the best player of that 2022 draft. I just don't, from what I've seen from him, and I've been watching him closely ever since he pulled on that Montreal sweater. And that's okay. Yes, it sucks that he's going to a market like Montreal as a first overall pick, but he can still develop into a very good player here. I just don't know what he is. Somebody please tell me, what is this kid? If you ask me what I think he's going to end up being, I think he's going to be a winger version of Jordan Staal. Like, a very good player, serviceable, can put up points, not a star, but a good player. But that's just my 2 cents. I mean, I got to see more from this kid this upcoming season, obviously, to know what he is. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new here. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.